We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. I'll ask for me to smash that like button. Tell me when you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. So here we are with DWAC, Digital World Acquisition, that is going to merge eventually with Truth Social, a social media platform that Trump is going to post public through this merger. Now, DWAC has been a phenomenal opportunity. We caught this one way down here on Thursday at $11 and some change. It took off, and the next day we were watching it again and it nearly doubled again, and since then it's been pulling downwards and consolidating in this area. So in this video we're going to break down all the data, why it's pulling downwards, right? And is it consolidating with strength, or is there some weakness here based off of 42 vision on the 30-minute, on the 1 day, and we'll possibly even look at it even zoomed in at the 15-minute. But before we jump into all this information, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if you want to get in on early on opportunities before they take off, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description, and we're going to jump right into it here with DWAC. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations, and if this is something you want to become part of and get in on early with us every single morning in the pre-market, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining you'll become part of a growing and learning community of investors that are all pushing through to learn and grow together through the volatility of the market. So these are the stocks I mentioned this morning: GRNQ and PIXY, and then I reiterated on obviously the stocks that had a lot of hype today, and turned out that they dipped pretty hard, but after those dips they ripped for a 10 to 20%, 20% plus moves. But PIXY gave realistic expectations of 5 to 10%, 10 to 15%, but GRNQ was a home run from the get-go as soon as I sent it at 8:52 a.m. and even after the bell. Let's look at this chart together. I mean, this was beyond expectations. So when we mentioned GRNQ, it was sitting at around 164, and it took off to a highest point in the pre-market of 50% plus. After it pulled back and hit that low of the day before continuing to run back up in the first few hours of the day, it actually hit about 154, and from that moment forward it gave a highest point after that dip of 40% plus. So it gave two opportunities in the pre-market, after the bell. I mean, this was just phenomenal, and in between it gave many jumps of 5 to 10%, 10 to 20%, and even 20% plus, guys. So if this is something you want to become part of, check out the link down below. We look forward to having you join us. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with DWAC, Digital World Acquisition Corp. DWAC has actually been losing some momentum, but we're going to talk about some supports and resistance that are important here based off the chart. But not only that, we're going to look at the trends here, and we're going to look at something that is super important, and it's the valuation of Truth Social itself, right? Because this is something that is very important to understand, to see how elevated things are beyond just hype and speculation, and also based off of just the fundamentals, right? Because once the merger happens, reality tends to hit, and we've seen so many hedge funds already unload way back here on Friday, which is what made it go from 170 all the way down to 80, $70, and then it tried coming back up because the retail hype is still going on. But in this consolidation period, there needs to be some true strength. If not, things can fade away really quickly, especially if the huge whales and the large people that are holding, right, since way down here, that got in way before the SPAC was even announced, way before the news, and want to take profits, could actually start pushing this one down at an accelerated pace, and especially if it breaks through the supports. But before we break down the chart, I want to share with you guys the valuation, right, of Trump Media and Technology Group, because this is the most important part of the whole entire spectrum of the valuation and where it's at right now and what the market cap is at these levels that we see in the chart. So the valuation initially is 875 million with a potential additional earnout of 825 million in additional shares, which then makes everything a cumulative valuation of 1.7 billion, depending on the performance of the stock price post business combination. So they're talking about a very key level here. And a lot of people could be ignoring this and saying, well, it's already performing really well, right? Because the stock price performance is going to be actually analyzed, and it's already past 1.7 billion. It's actually right now at 3 billion in total where it currently sits. It's doing perfectly fine. Well, the key word here is post business combination, which means after the merger, they're going to see what the valuation will be, and that's the total valuation that they're actually giving it, depending on the performance, and they have to see also what's going on after that merger happens. If a lot of unloading happens, well, it could actually hurt this portion of the additional shares that the valuation is granted based off of post business combination. Now, some people may be aware of this, some people may be ignoring this, and if you add also the cash in trust of 293 million plus 1.7 billion, if you want to just round it up, 2 billion in total. It's 1 billion above that. So about 1/3 of this right now is way past what's expected post merger and even before the merger. And this was double this all the way up here. So yes, these valuations were bound to come downwards in the stock price, and we have to see, just based off of speculation and hype, if it stays up at these levels, because it's super important, the support levels I'm about to share with you guys. So here we have it on the 30-minute showing weakness. So today's low is $82. If that gets broken through, the next point of reference is 73, and the lowest that this hit was 69.61 in that big drastic pullback. Those are the three support levels I would be watching right now at these levels to see if there's any strength, or if the bears or even shorts are starting to appear to bring this one down. Now that's on the 30-minute. Now in general though, the highest point of the day was 121. That needs to be broken through, and before getting there, 105 needs to be broken through and turn into a support to bounce off of it, 121, and continue pushing upwards to newer highs and new resistance levels beyond what we've seen so far. Now, if this does consolidate and doesn't go too much to the upside, too much to the downside, well, that would mean that in this area, it is showing a consistent consolidation of strength that can possibly be an opportunity for this to be preparing itself for the next leg up when the catalyst or momentum comes back in or inflow picks up. But if it breaks through supports, it will be something to watch carefully and be mindful of. Now on the 1 day, let's go ahead and look at it there. You can see that there's still strength here on 42 vision, but this candlestick is the biggest, this one's smaller, and if this continues to get smaller and smaller and push downwards, there could be a reversal, and also if there's a shift into dark green with red borders, and then the next shift would be red. So this is going to be important to watch in the next few days. And on the 15-minute, you can clearly see that there was momentum trying to pick up in the pre-market towards the bell, and since the bell, things have been weak, and these have been the points that you could see when there was strength and when there was weakness based off the 15 minutes. So very important to keep in mind the support levels on the 30-minute that are showing, and 69.61 is a very important support level that if it gets broken through, this will quickly lose momentum, and then we'll have to see also what the market cap is going to be doing in correlation to where the price is at. And that way we'll be able to see if investors, right, because the behavior in the charts lets us know what investors are feeling and doing, if they actually are considering this to be significant. But if they're ignoring it, that 1.7 billion is the total valuation right now for Trump Media and Technology Group, which is Truth Social's parent company that is going to merge with this SPAC. Well, then that's how we'll know if that fundamental reasoning right behind the valuation is even something to consider right now, and if this is something to just go off the charts and forget about the fundamentals, the valuations, and this is just strictly charts, volume, momentum, hype, and speculation. I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below, how you feel about DWAC, where do you see this one going, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.